Hi everyone, Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome! This channel is for Japanese learners of English. Kiyomo shadowing no lesson wo yarakimashou. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Practice daily to master tango, bunpao, hatsuan, and rhythm. Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Zehi. Channel no toroku wo onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So you're at a restaurant in Japan, and instead of a napkin, you get a wet towel. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's not what most of us are used to, right? It's all about this thing called oshibori.
Oshibori, that's a new one for me.
It's basically a moist hand towel, but it's more than just a wet wipe. You know, it's like a whole custom.
Oh, so it's not just some random thing they give you.
No, not at all. Think of it as a gesture of hospitality.
Yeah.
A way to welcome you, offer you a bit of freshening up before your meal.
Ooh, that makes sense. I guess so it's like they're making sure you're like ready to enjoy the food with clean hands.
Exactly. You get it, right? It's about feeling refreshed before you start your meal. And it shows they are putting thought into your experience.
Right. And is that the same for all the wet wipes? Or are there like different kinds or different uses maybe?
Well, most of the time, they're either the cloth kind that are sterilized and reused, or the disposable paper or non-woven kind of towelette. The level of service kind of dictates which.
Oh, that's interesting. So a cloth one probably means a fancier place?
You bet. A cloth one signals a more formal setting.
And so you see people wiping their face? Is that okay?
That's where it gets a little tricky. Officially, the oshibori is just for your hands. They frown on wiping your face or neck with it, especially in nicer places.
Right. That makes sense. So hands only. Keep it classy.
Exactly. Even though, in more casual spots, some people do wipe their faces, but that's like a bit frowned upon.
Right. It's like a subtle breach of etiquette.
Yeah, like a small cultural no-no, a tiny violation of the unwritten rules.
That's a good point, especially if you see people doing it.
Exactly. It is better not to emulate that behavior.
So then, if they're not giving napkins, is there another option for wiping your mouth?
For the most part, they expect you to use the oshibori during or after a meal for that too.
Oh, wow. I would not expect that. That does seem counterintuitive.
Yeah. And if you are in a more formal setting, you may get a separate paper napkin, but, it's not always a given.
Right. So you got a plan to have to use the wet towel for wiping your face?
Yeah, you could use it for wiping your face, fingers, or mouth during or after a meal, so it's versatile that way.
It's so different, from the paper napkins we always have.
Totally.
Yeah.
In many places, you might get those very thin, barely there paper napkins, and only one at that.
Yeah, but you can't expect them on every table, like here.
Exactly. Many places will give you the disposable moist towel, and that's all you get, at least at the restaurants.
Okay, so if napkins are not common, what do people do if not using oshibori?
It's quite common for locals to carry their own handkerchiefs or a small towel. It's like their personal napkin and hand towel all in one.
So they're kind of prepared for that, like a backup plan for when things get a little messy.
That's it. And you can get these cute little towels at any convenience store. They have so many different designs.
That's a good tip for travelers. Bring your own mini towel.
Right. It's almost like a cultural must-have, not just for meals, but also for when using public restrooms.
Oh, wow, because they don't have paper towels, too?
Yes. It's quite common that many public restrooms, have paper towels. It's either an air dryer or just nothing.
That is quite different from what we are used to. I guess that's why those tissue packs are so popular.
Yeah, the people handing out free tissues in front of train stations?
Yeah.
It makes total sense now, right? That's why so many people accept them.
Yeah, and now I've got it. Oshiboris are not just wet wipes. They are part of the Japanese tradition of hospitality.
That's it. And knowing the custom, you can appreciate the care that goes into even that simple wet towel.
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? 理解できない部分はありませんでしたか? Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Please let me know your kansa or request in the comments. ぜひチャンネルの登録をお願いします. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. See you next time. Bye bye.